Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing some very fun 4th of July DIY decor and decorating. So if you want to see how I did this, then continue watching. Here's the first DIY we will do. To start off this DIY, I'm just taking like a small medium-sized terracotta pot, if that makes sense, and I'm going to take this white Waverly chalk paint and I'm just going to use a sponge brush to fully cover it white. I like this Waverly chalk paint because it dries super fast, which makes the DIYs even faster, which makes life so much easier. But I did have to do 2 coats of paint just because I really wanted this white to be super vibrant. Next, I just took the stencil I got from Walmart for $3. I got the stencil because it had stars and I wanted to put stars all over this pot. So first I took the red Waverly chalk paint in crimson and I was just gonna use the bigger star stencil part and stencil some red stars on. I also took this paintbrush I got from the dollar store and I was dabbing it on. I personally didn't like this method I was doing here because it moved too much and the star came out a little wonkier than I would have liked. But even if it does, and if yours does too, you can totally fix it at the end, so don't even worry about it. I also decided to cut out the stencil themselves just because it would be easier to hold down and I could really get that star shape a lot better. I also recommend that you tape the stencil down because holding it, it does move around a little bit. I decided to do the same thing with the color blue, and this color is the Waverly chalk paint in Ocean, and I did this with big stars and little stars, and I also made little stars with the stencils for the red one as well. I just ended up putting the stars all over the pot and made sure to alternate them as much as I could. Now here is where everything gets fixed if you made a lot of mistakes like I did. So the white paint that we started with is going to act like your concealer. So wherever you made a mistake, you can take a really small tiny paintbrush and go over it and just make it look like it never happened, which I did a lot, I will admit, but in the end I thought it turned out so cute. DIY number 2. To start off the second pot, I did the same exact thing by covering it in 2 coats of the white Waverly chalk paint, and then I was going to tape off a rectangle on the front, and this would act as the flag border. Also, within that rectangle, I decided to put like a tiny blocked off section in the top left corner for where the stars would go. And then it was to make all the stripes. I did a really weird method where I cut the tape and I would only use like 2 pieces of tape at a time instead of just blocking out the stripes right away. I did this because I wanted the straight edge line, so I would cut it in half and then use the straight side, but I recommend that you just go ahead and do all the stripes at once. It makes it a lot easier on you. You don't have to retape it all like I was doing, so please don't do what I did. I then untaped the little part I had in the corner, and then I taped it off again so I could paint it blue and get that straight line. And I took a tiny paintbrush and I took white paint and I just made dots for what the stars would be. I made a tape border that went right under that rim on the outside, just so I could paint the whole top piece red. It was time to untape the flag. I was gonna say star, not gonna lie, but it was time to untape the flag and the red rim, so I decided to do that since all the paint was dry at this point. And just like how I made the top whole rim red, I wanted to make a little tape border around the bottom so I could paint that part blue. So going from the top would be red, and the middle section would be white, and the whole bottom would be blue. And then it was time to unpeel the tape once that blue paint had dried. Now moving on to this last painted pot is the tiny one. I again fully covered it in that white chalk paint. I decided to make a little rectangle, but I left the top side open so I could paint the red tip on it later, but I just did this so I could get that perfect rectangle for the firework shape I wanted. And I decided to paint this with the blue paint. Then taking a small paintbrush and a crimson red color, I kind of made a little cone shape at the top, but like an upside down cone, if that makes any sense, to give it that fireworks shape. I took another small paintbrush and I decided to take that white paint and do little diagonal stripes down the whole tubing. I made a little firework tail with the blue paint. And then on the whole back side, I kind of just took a dry brush with the red and blue and just dry brushed it all along the back side, and it kind of looked like little fireworks to me, so I actually really liked it. And then I ended up writing boom at the top of the little rim in the blue paint as well. I ended up doing that dry brush method with the red and the blue all over the paint, no, not the paint, the pot, just because it made it more cohesive, and I actually really liked the way it turned out. And then I finished with writing USA on the back. And here is how they turned out. I just absolutely love them. and they add so much life to our porch. And here's them in the daylight. My mom also made some, and she's the same exact paints I did. For this DIY, we are making a 4th of July garland for your fireplace. This garland, not only is it super easy, but it's super inexpensive. I got the construction paper from the dollar store, and I had tape and scissors. What I needed was 3 pieces of paper, 1 red, 1 white, and 1 blue, and then I made about 1-inch strips. I kind of just measured mine by using the construction paper front, where it had all the little lines, and it just had 10 for each, so I had 10 strips. And then you just make them into rings and tape them by alternating the color. Adding it to my fireplace mantle, I used these pins and I pinned it from underneath, but you can use tape and just tape it because it's super light. To add a little more 4th of July flair, my mom made that little America the Beautiful sign, and she took this from a YouTube video she watched. If I can find that video, I will link it down below. And then I took these little stars I got from the dollar store part from Target, and I added them on the sides. I thought this turned out so cute and was not over the top. Also, I love this garland because not only is it super cheap and easy to make, but like I said, since it's so easy to make, like any age group can make it and you can really put it anywhere. Next, I took this little flower pot thing that I got from the dollar section at Target as well, and I added these little fake flowers to it. They were like these dark blue ones, and then I had these fun 4th of July ones I got from the dollar store, and I think the blue ones are from Walmart, and they're all like 50 cents, so super inexpensive, but it turned out so cute, and I ended up putting these on a table instead because it looked way better on a table. To spice up this dull chair, I added this pillow which matched that last base. My mom also made this little sign, and I will link the video below if I can find it as well. And what is 4th of July without a flag? We actually got this from a yard sale for $3 and it was brand new and I loved it. That is all my 4th of July decor and DIYs for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button. It would make me so happy. I really enjoyed this video and I hope you guys did too. I love you all and I'll see you in my next video. And of course, happy 4th of July!